Okay, so today's Saturday. It's July 12th, I think. And I was working on Mars Zombie Survival game. As you can see right now, there's no players. So what I've added is if you press start on a controller, it adds a player in. You can run around. And that's cool. I also added full joystick support, so if you added up to four Xbox controllers or whatever controllers, it'll map accordingly. The controls will. And it's really simple script. I wish I could show you, but I'm using Fraps. Fraps is very selective. But essentially, the inputs are like X_1, X_2, and those are for the first and second controller, and all the way up to 4. And so what I do is I have a variable in the player control script called player number. And so if you're the first player, it'll say, if input.getButton A underscore, and then that's the end of the string. And then I say plus player number dot toString, and that will check. Or actually, they'll check what the player number is, and then it'll turn into a string and add it to the first string. So it would then make the first player's input or button, whatever, it would say A_1 because he's the first player, and they'll do the same for players 2, 3, and 4. That way, you can easily have the same script for all 4 players, and you don't have to individually assign inputs for each joystick, because that would be a pain in the ass, or for each player. Here you can see I've been experimenting with a little bit of geography, and it's a lot of fun, just because you can get a lot of zombies, and adding the constraints of like the walls and where you're able to move adds a lot to the gameplay. So right now, the base of the gameplay is just avoiding zombies right now. That's what's fun about it, and it's also just the most simple kind of game mechanic is just to move and avoid zombies. So adding these things like walls and geometry changes that. It plays with that mechanic and suddenly makes it harder. So, the human value that we're playing with here, to use Titan Sylvester's phrase, is, I guess, avoiding the zombie. Fear. You don't want to get bitten by the zombie. So the mechanic is, I gotta avoid zombies because I don't want to get bitten, and I have the mechanic of movement to do that. But when you have these walls or narrow passageways like this, that constrains your ability to do that. So suddenly your value is challenged. But it's awesome too, because you get these situations where you have to run through. Oh god! You die. So yeah, even like big open alleyways like this, it's the same kind of situation. Makes it way scarier. Like, oh gosh, I'm coming around a corner. Oh no, I gotta run. Oh shoot! I'm dead. And one of the things I'm thinking about adding is subtle ways of telling whether players or NPCs are actually zombies or not. Right now they're colored differently, so you can tell he's different than me. But like, early on in a zombie apocalypse, you wouldn't be able to tell whether or not somebody's a zombie or not just by looking at them, because everyone's probably bloody if they've survived this long, because they got their own blood, somebody else's blood. Zombies grabbed them, but maybe they've pulled away in time. So it'd be hard to tell. So what I wanted to do was to add something that would apply to both zombies and the player. Oh my gosh. Oh geez. Which is dripping blood. If you've been bitten at all, you drip blood slowly. So even another player, if you see him and he's dripping blood, he's been bit, and he can't really lie to you. Maybe though you could get like a bandage item, and you could reduce the frequency at which you bleed. Oh man, oh gosh, and that'd be cool. Oh man, I'm so boned. Look at all these guys. And then of course maybe later on it'll start to it'll change and they'll start to look more obviously zombie-like. But I kind of want to use very simple mechanics like that to kind of mimic reality. So for example, I was thinking about using like tapping the A button to be your sprint button, so you could run. But you know, you'll get kind of fatigued tapping A all the time to run. So that fatigue of your hand in real life will mimic the fatigue of your character in this game world because he's running and he's tired. Second thing I added was the ability for multiple players to join. So press start. Now we got another player here on his own screen, and he's running around doing his thing, completely independent of my guy, which is cool, or the first guy. But maybe this is you don't like vertical split screen, you like horizontal split screen, which is totally reasonable. Now you can play that way as well. So you can have your players, or you can have your viewport be split horizontally, which a lot of people like. Shoot, I can't tell who's who now. There he is. Aha! So now we can escape together. And so yeah, you can just kind of toggle that back and forth as you wish. We'll have to tweak the values so you're not so zoomed in here and stuff like that. But other than that, it's pretty simple. And as far as I can tell, it only works with 1 to 2 players. Will it do this? But that doesn't mean you can't add multiple players. And while I don't have multiple controllers to really test this theory out, you can kind of see what the effect of that would be, which is I press A. What this has done is actually split the screen into 4. So this one's top, this one's second player, this one's third player, and this one's fourth player. You can't really tell, but there is a division right there. And that's what allows you to do split screen. And of course at this point you can't switch back to vertical or horizontal split screen because there's 4 people. But yeah, anyways, that's the progress so far today. I'm going to try to get these buildings working better so that we can get some doors and stuff to close, or I don't know, some sort of feature, maybe the ability to push zombies. Actually, I kind of like this. A little bit harder, but we'll see. Oh, and I forgot the most important of all features, which is for some reason in Unity, at least on a PC, or at least on my PC, there isn't a real easy ability to quit the game. So unless you have like an options GUI to actually select like quit game, there's no real way to do that other than using the task manager. So I just added the ability to press the escape key to quit, which I will do